Thank you for viewing this content-on-demand demonstration. Before we get into the actual demonstration, why consider content on demand? After all, many of you know very little about us. What is it that sets content on demand apart from its competitors? Well, simply put, we provide a better way of learning for students. As an example, for each topic that we cover, we have 3 different kinds of lessons to support it. A student simply chooses the type of lesson that best suits their learning style. We're also extremely easy to use, as we'll see in a minute. As part of being easy to use, we're built inside the major platforms, Blackboard, Angel, Moodle, WebCT, eCollege, or we can host for you. Why is this easy? Because students can access their course material the same way they access any other course material that they're taking on campus. They don't need a new password. They don't have to follow a different procedure. They don't have to link to an off-site website. It's all right there, so from day one, students can concentrate on learning the mathematics, not on learning a new system. There's a strong emphasis on writing to solve problems. We have an abundance of computer and algorithmically generated problems, but it's important for students to work out problems by hand. We have a great new promotional pricing policy for new adopters, which will keep in effect for you. In addition, any student who purchases an access code from us will find that it's good forever. If they left the course and came back some other time, they would not be asked to purchase a new access code. We provide plenty of testing. Most of our courses have well over 200 pre-built tests and quizzes made for you to choose from. In addition, there's a large test bank from which you can make your own tests and quizzes. Also, it's extremely easy to write your own questions. We provide excellent service, but so too do your instructional technology people right on campus. So let's go take a look at a course. As you can see here, we're using this demonstration inside of eCollege. A student simply selects the chapter they wish to study. Each chapter is led off with a pretest. Most of our test items are a variety of multiple choice and free response items. And you, of course, can edit them, delete them, add your own. You can rearrange the question order, the answer order. You can assign different values for the questions. You can assign a number of retakes a student can get or amount of time a student has to take the test. Of course, their grades, their results are automatically put into the gradebook right on your server. This keeps you in perfect compliance with FERPA regulations. You might have concerns with other companies' products whose gradebook resides on their corporate servers. So we'll go back to the chapter that we're studying and select the section we wish to study. I mentioned that each section has 3 lessons to support it. We see 2 here. We'll see the 3rd in a minute. I also mentioned how easy we are to use. All you need to do to navigate through the product is click Next. So we read the introduction, move into the second screen. And again, on easy to use, all the technology that is needed for the lesson is embedded directly in the lesson. All a student needs to do is click Next. And of course, for this animation, they can pause it, replay it, rewind it, whatever they wish to do. And when they're ready, simply move along. Here's another animation, but we'll move on to this example of an activity that you might choose to use in your face-to-face class. You might broadcast this up in front of the class and ask for a student to go up to the blackboard to solve this problem. And then when they're done, show side 2. Then move on to the next card for the next student, and so forth. You can also see how this would be an excellent tool for distance learning courses as well as self-paced courses. We continue along and find an example of where we emphasize writing. A student should always have a scratch pad by their side. They can simplify this question and then check to see if they're right. Here's a more extended example of the same principle. If a student needs a hint to get them going, they've got one. And then they can check their progress at each step along the way with a hint for the subsequent step. When they get to the answer, they can try it again, or they can try a problem just like it, so they get plenty of practice. There's a second way to view the lesson, and that's to print the lesson. Some students may prefer to read. We give them that option. Also, some students may not be near their computer for a few days. They can print this out and take it with them. As you can see, it's formatted to look like a textbook. When a student is done with the lesson, They can close out of it and they'll be given an option for a third way to view the lesson. In this case, a video presentation of the lesson. Here there's a narrator who goes over the same lesson, reading the first screen and then paraphrasing. She'll use a pencil to mark up the text, solve problems in the margins, underline, circle, highlight, etc.
In this lesson, we'll examine some additional rules that govern the behavior of exponents. The rules should be memorized. They will be used often in the remaining chapters. These additional rules also follow from the definition of exponents given below. X to the nth is x times x times x dot 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 times x, where there's n of these. Rule 6.
A student, of course, can pause this, fast forward, rewind it, whatever they need to help them learn. I mentioned our practice problems before, where we have an emphasis on writing. Here's another example. Each section comes with at least 35 to 40 problems. Students can print this out and work on it, or work on problems in the scratch pad. Of course, we provide the answers. Although, if you're using us in a face-to-face course, you might choose to hide the answers and treat the practice problems as a homework assignment. You'll notice that where appropriate, we have detailed solutions, so you can consider us as a solutions manual as well. If a student needs a video to see a work solution to a problem, we provide that. Again, the same narrator.
Use the rules for exponents to simplify the following. Eliminate any negative exponents. The first rule we're going to use is Rule 3. And here it is.
And of course, the student can pause, fast forward this as well, whatever they need. Notice that I clicked on Closed Captions. We're the only product out there that is completely 508 compliant. So if you have students with disabilities, we can deliver the product to them in the manner that they need it. We also have a random set of practice problems. These are our computer or algorithmic problems. In theory, a student can do an unlimited amount of problems and never see the same one twice. A student simply puts their cursor into the little red box, enters an answer, finds what they need over here, hopefully enter a better answer than I do, and then they can check themselves. Since I wasn't right, it's going to ask me to continue trying the problem again. It will give me 3 attempts. But since I struggled, maybe I need a hint to show me how this kind of problem gets solved. Or maybe I need to work through it step by step with assistance from the computer. When I'm ready, I can actually give myself a quiz. Notice that all the help buttons on the bottom go away, so this more closely simulates a real quiz. I have a 15-item quiz, and the students get the results so they can see their progress. As you can see, we have plenty of tests and quizzes listed for students here. When the product is downloaded to your server, Quiz B and Quiz C will also be available. So, as a way of review, we've gone through the 3 types of lessons that Content on Demand provides. Hopefully you've noticed how easy we are to use. You've noticed that in this case we were shown in eCollege, but we're also available in these other platforms. We have a strong emphasis on writing to solve problems. I mentioned our pricing policy, which we will keep for you. We've seen plenty of tests, and again, we will provide the very best service that we possibly can. Thank you for viewing this Content on Demand demonstration.